Guys, yes, I am back again where we talk about the issues that affect us as the citizens of this country every day. Many problems that we have as the citizens of this country. So there's this issue that we have as a country, this thing of, in this country we've been having this issue of illegal immigrants and what these illegal immigrants are doing in the country. Then we have this mainstream media and in EFF calling people xenophobic, where when South Africans express their frustrations when it comes to illegal immigrants and what these illegal immigrants are doing to the country up until today. Guys, the mess that is in this country. This issue of hijacked buildings, that happened in Johannesburg, and other parts of the world, what these illegal immigrants have done to the country. So there's this video, I think, of Advocate Aikumalo. Advocate Aikumalo, guys, if you know him, talking about this issue of what you call this xenophobia or xenophobic or other names. Let's hear what he's saying, then we can discuss about that issue.
About the academic declination, I'm saying to you in context, the term xenophobia is the term that is used against South Africans whenever South Africans identify the grassroots of the problem.
Please, Ike, explain to Gareth why he and his institute are wrong.
It is nonsensical to use the term xenophobia because xenophobia is the term that is used against South Africans. Whenever South Africans, they can see the nonsense that is caused by foreigners who are here, we are called xenophobic.
Yes.
If you can check the statistics, the South African police, they will tell you for every violent crimes in the north of Joburg and every CBD, there's always involvement of foreigners, Nigerians selling drugs, Pakistan.
You see, this is what happens, guys, in the country. Then we are xenophobic. And these people who are doing these things in the country, who are doing these things in our country, whereas when we as the citizens of this country complain about these issues, we are xenophobic because, guys, these people who are here in the country, they don't do these things in their countries because Guti, in Nigeria they'll show you flames. Guti, where I don't know whether maybe in Zimbabwe you can, but we can see the problems that is happening there in Zimbabwe or other countries. As he's talking about, and this goes to this issue of hijacked buildings in the middle of the cities. That time a lot of people were angry when this lady Lindiwe Zulu came out there saying that it is a fault of apartheid that in Johannesburg the buildings are hijacked in the middle of the cities. How are the buildings hijacked in the middle of the cities? Because these buildings, they were neglected and they were abandoned, and these buildings, they were old. They are all dilapidated. In this country, you see this problem of human trafficking, kidnapping, raping, killing, doing all sorts of things. Remember when Julius Malema came out there, we as the citizens of this, actually South Africans are the ones they are the only ones who are committing crimes here in the country. Illegal immigrants, they are not committing crimes in this country. They do not. South Africans are the only ones. So actually, why don't we just close the borders here in the country? Why don't you just close the whole country? Or no matter the whole country, just close the borders. And actually, let's see right now. Look at this issue of crime that is happening here in the country. And okay, South African born criminals, obviously, they can be dealt with. But at the same time, this side, when we have this issue of illegal immigrants, you can see, for example, in our prisons in the country, these prisons that we have in the country, they are overcrowded. They are overcrowded by who? By illegal immigrants. These people who did what? Who committed crimes there in the country. When you see someone like Eton Mackenzie coming out there complaining about this issue of illegal immigrants, you are xenophobic. This goes to this issue of illegal miners that happened there in Stelfontein. What is happening? And this issue of illegal miners, it was not only in Stelfontein, but in other provinces. You'll find these people, these people there, they are mining illegally. That we have this human rights commission, whatsoever, defending these people. But at the end of the day, guys, if you can look at the whole country, the country is a mess. The country is a mess. And these politicians, they don't care. They don't care about these issues that are happening in the country. Yeah, we are the ones who are raping our women. We are the ones who are maybe abusing them. Or yeah, we are the ones who are killing each other. All of these things. But guys, if you can look at South African criminals, you can look at these people who come outside of the country. Which one is worse here, guys? This goes to this issue of cars. People losing their cars being hijacked. Because why? In the country, we don't have in the country, our borders are neglected. Everything here in the country is neglected. That's why you'll see so many things happening. Because in other countries, they choose to close their borders? Why is the military there guarding the borders 24/7? But here in South Africa, why are we not doing the same thing? Why? Because the people that are in the government, they don't care. This whole thing here is xenophobia. What? Yeah. I know maybe this thing of me. I remember this whole thing of xenophobia. What in 2019. But at the end of the day, guys, we have so many issues here in the country. Yeah, xenophobia attack. Yeah, what? Yeah. Right now, children have lost their lives because of contaminated food that they've been eating. They've been sold by these people who come from Bangladesh, Somalia, Ethiopia, I don't know whether it's India, whether it's whatsoever. All these countries, you can hear Gaton Mackenzie talking about this issue. Even Gaton Mackenzie was talking about this issue. And yeah, Gaton Mackenzie, when he was saying that him and his family, they went there to Ethiopia. Then what happened? What happened there in Ethiopia? But here in the country, we have these people who come from Ethiopia selling contaminated food to the kids that are harming the community and all sorts of things. You can see in America this whole thing of illegal immigrants and how Donald Trump is dealing with that issue there in America. Here in South Africa, what's stopping us to deal with this issue? It's our country. We have a right. If people want to come into the country, they can come into the country legally. So if you are here in South Africa illegally, you commit crimes, it's a problem. Or it happens with this person in might not be traced down because this person doesn't have papers, this person doesn't have anything. You see, this whole thing has been happening for so many years. When have you heard about this thing in other countries? Of you're xenophobic, you hate foreigners, you don't want foreigners in the country, you don't want guys. This country of ours, because at the end of the day, we just say, guys, South Africa is one of the most diverse countries in the world. What is so difficult for people to understand? This country is a diverse country. We are mixed. It's a diverse country. South Africa is one of the most diverse countries in the world. So when you say you are xenophobic, when you complain about illegal immigrants, I don't know, this person is I don't know, maybe is doing something suspecting or maybe raping a child who is here, a South African child here in the country, or maybe this person, I don't know, is doing a heist there, is doing a heist somewhere, maybe bombing an ATM or this whole thing of crash and transit heist. Or I don't know, it depends. Or other crimes in the country. But when you complain about these things, you are xenophobic. You as a citizen of this country, when you try to complain about this thing, you are xenophobic. But in other countries, it doesn't happen. Yeah, I saw what you call this. I saw police there insulting, harassing a Nigerian. How? When you talk about the fact that police are harassing Nigerians in the country, So even Ramaphosa with this whole thing of Nigerians here selling products to what. But who knows good these products inside of I don't know whatsoever. There's what you call this. There's drugs. You see this whole thing of drugs and many things. The country right now it's a shithole. Actually, this country of ours it's a shithole. It's hell. Everywhere you go in South Africa, it's a shithole. You know. In the next 5 years, do you think this country will be standing still, or what's gonna happen with our country? Because guys, it's our country. We have a right to speak anything that is happening here in the country, whether it's corruption, whether it's what. We must speak out. We must speak out, not keep quiet.
Pakistani mafia, Cyprus mafia. We've got new crimes that never existed before 1994, like building hijackings, the rise of cocaine in the townships, prostitution, kidnappings, and all these crimes are done by foreign nationals, building hijackings, people visiting on holidays. When they come back, they find that foreigners have occupied their houses. And when South Africans are complaining, they are told that they are xenophobic. We cannot be blackmailed by terms like xenophobic. If you check the groups, like human rights groups, most of them, they've been infiltrated by the foreigners themselves who are advocating that South Africans, they must relax their borders. They must allow people here to come into the country. People who've messed up their own countries when they were liberated. They never built a single building. They were killing each other. Instead of governing each other, they were chasing. The very same white people who are here that they are following, they told South Africans that black South Africans, they've accommodated whites. They think that they're better themselves. But they are here. You know, to mess up this.
When Advocate Akumal is talking about this issue, the fact that why white people were chased out in that country, you know, and actually I can see what Advocate Akumal is talking about right now. Advocate Akumal is talking about Zimbabwe. I think, guys, the citizens of Zimbabwe, they listened to Robert. That time when Robert Mugabe was alive, they listened to Robert Mugabe and ZANU-PF by chasing out white people from their countries, from their country. Right now, the same people, the same people who chased out white farmers, they are here in South Africa, because you can see right now, up until today, guys, with the things are bad to that side in Zimbabwe. Here in South Africa, we have millions and millions of them, because that side, guys, I can't be gatlech. The country, this whole, you can maybe be talking about this issue of gold mafia. The fact that minerals have been sold out there in in Zimbabwe. But if you can look at these people here in South Africa, I think maybe they were trying this whole thing of theirs here in the country. They've been trying this whole thing here in the country, because they've tried it in their own country. Right now they want to try it here in South Africa with the white people here in this country. Right now, what is happening there? It's a mess. But as much as South Africa, there are a lot of problems. Like South Africa is facing a lot of problems, because corruption, mismanagement, looting, stealing, and doing all sorts of things. So when Advocate Akumal is talking about Lente is Zimbabwe, obvious, guys, obvious. What is happening with that country today? It's a mess. People, they are scared there to fight for their country and get their country back. Maybe you can be learning from these people of Zimbabwe. They can be learning from Zambia, Mozambique. Why don't they learn from the citizens of Mozambique? You can see the way in Mozambique, these people, they were fighting for their country. You can see the protests, everything that is happening there in Mozambique. People are tired.
Country, must we keep quiet when people are coming here from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, simply because they're Africans like us? No, we can't keep quiet, and we are not xenophobic, because all these violent crimes, they are perpetrated by foreigners on South Africans. It's not the other way around.
In general, he's telling the truth. I mean, illegal foreigners are a problem in this country, and we should put emphasis on the word illegal. It is not all foreigners who come here who abuse this country. It is those ones who come here having visas. They come here legally and their visas expire, and then they stay, ladies and gentlemen, they overstay their visa. And we are talking about those ones who come here, cross our borders illegally. Those are the people that we have a concern with. They must go back to their countries and deal with their countries. Our hospitals are overworked, they are overcrowded. These people get benefits sometimes, because they happen to marry South Africans, and then they just have these benefits, ladies and gentlemen.
Like the usage of the word xenophobic is basically an effort to blackmail the group into changing its opinion. Got it? Is that the case?
What?
No, the term xenophobia simply means a negative and hostile attitude towards foreign nationals from outside of your country. That's what the term xenophobic means. Ike is right. There are many challenges facing South Africa. High crime is certainly one of them. Inadequate housing, inadequate service delivery, high levels of poverty and unemployment are all challenges facing South Africans. But if you're talking about statistics, we know from the best available data from Statistics South Africa that only about 6.5% of our population is foreign born. In other words, born outside of South Africa. And that includes people who've become South Africans, people who are here in business, people who are here on economic migrants, or here illegally or undocumentedly. So it's not that group of people is committing most of the crime. We know from police data that a vast majority of all crimes in South Africa are committed by South Africans. Yes, there are foreign nationals who do commit crimes, but out of the 4 million foreign nationals in the country, a very small proportion of them are committing the crimes. And when they do commit crimes,
if you can put this thing of maybe, for example, South African criminals and yeah, guys, as we are saying, Guti, and for example, between South African, I can say South African criminals and these people who come outside of the country, which one here is worse, guys? Are you telling me what most crimes that are committed here in this country are committed by by maybe by South Africa, like for example by South Africans? Are you telling me what most of the crimes are committed by average citizens like South Africans, for example? If you can be honest, guys. Between South Africans and these people who come outside of the country, are you telling me, Guti, these crimes these heinous crimes that are being committed here in this country are committed by South Africans, by South Africans, but the rest of few crimes here, few crimes that are committed here in this country, most are illegal immigrants. But what about this issue of prisons, overcrowding of our prisons here in the country that we have today because of these illegal immigrants? So guys, which is which here? It's either South Africans or illegal foreigners. Yeah, between the two.
They tend to work hand in hand with local South Africans. It's very rare to find these guys who are committing crimes from other countries doing it on their own. So we do have a high crime rate and a problem with crime, but the solution is not to target all people from other countries. The solution is to ensure that our government is accountable. It fixes the problems that we're facing, unemployment, poverty, and so forth, and it improves policing. We're getting distracted by thinking the problem is foreign nationals. All the data, all the evidence shows the problem is not foreign nationals. The problems are much deeper, systemic, and have historical roots. All we're doing is getting distracted by looking at people from other countries.
We cannot talk You cannot talk of data when
Please.
people are not documented. Some
Please.
people are telling you that there are about 15 million. Some saying there are more. Even the departments, the government departments, they don't even have the number of foreigners. Some of them, they are not
Thanks.
caught. We've got people just walking on the borders. In Lesotho, illegal mining.
Yeah, okay, I can say that the reason why, already guys, we know the reason why these things are happening is because, guys, the government that we have here in the country, we can see the government that we have here in the country, guys. You see politicians here in the country, they don't care. They don't care about these things that are happening in the country. That's why there's why there's no army there that is guarding the borders. That's why our fences are, like, guys, you can even just watch what you call this thing, this thing. Just watch a documentary, guys, about this issue of borders here in South Africa. You'll see that, guys, people are just walking out in jail, or walking in or walking out freely because because there's no army there, guys. Where's the army? Where are the border patrol? What is the border management saying, or border management authority, or South African National Defence Force? Because I remember that time when Getson McCain was I will never forget that one, when Getson McCain was at Limpopo Reef chasing out these people who come from Zimbabwe. These people, guys, you can see how easily these people walk in the country, coming into the country. You can just simply see the way these people walk in or coming into the country illegally. Then what Keto Mackenzie is doing, it's illegal. But she's saying nothing about these people who jumped the borders, who came into the country illegally. Who came into the country? I cannot say it's only Zimbabweans. Even maybe people who come from Mozambique, or maybe people who come from Lesotho, or people who come from other countries. But, for example, if you can look at Lesotho, guys, there's a military there guarding the borders. In Zimbabwe, the military of Mnangagwa will show you flames. Or in Mozambique, or other countries where these people come from. You cannot enter into those countries. You, as a citizen of this country, as a South African, from here going to those countries and maybe trying to get into those countries illegally, they're not going to allow you. Even in Nigeria, they are not going to allow you, because the military of Nigeria will show you flames. The military of these countries, guys, will show you flames. Why are they protective with their borders? Here in South Africa, why not doing that? Because of the government. You see the kind of even he was saying, even was asking himself the question, he was saying, Ukeni Kune, that, guys, actually, guys, let's be honest, what kind of a government do we have here in this country? But what can you say, guys? The government doesn't care. Until today, guys, this government doesn't care. It doesn't care.
We know illegal mining is done by the Sotho nationals. Building hijacking is done by Nigerians. Fake products, alcohol, fake products. Every product is done by Somalis, it's done by Ethiopians, it's done by Chinese. All these crimes, to talk of statistics, you're basing on what? Because people are here. Some they've obtained our IDs fraudulently.
Okay.
So you can't talk of statistics
Even passports.
now.
Okay, now let me add one
recently,
question here. Now, according to Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of xenophobia is extreme
Yeah,
dislike.
it's not only IDs, even passports, South African passports. Because I remember on Citizens Concerned, I know you guys know the channel Katlekgone. When maybe I saw this video of a Nigerian, I think it was when in UK. Guys, you can see in UK, they don't play when it comes to this issue of illegal immigrants in UK and other countries. UK and Thailand, they don't play. Guess what did they find? In UK, the Nigerian nation, these people, they show them flames in other countries. And guess what did they found? Maybe in their bags or something. Imagine, guys, a South African passport. And you guys will be like, what? Imagine, guys, a Nigerian guy with a South African passport. This guy is not a South African. What are you doing with a South African passport when you are not a South African? Where is the passport of Nigeria? Where is a passport of Nigeria? Maybe. No. Maybe they'll just come with an excuse, Scooty. Yeah, I have lost my passport. But guys, what the hell is happening here in South Africa with this issue? Then we're saying, yeah, South Africans are xenophobic. Yeah, South Africans hate foreigners. But they say nothing about this. They say nothing about these people. These border agents, or border whatsoever there in UK. The fact that these people, they found a South African passport. Because this guy in Nigeria, he's claiming as if he's a South African. Because me, guys, to tell you the truth, if you're a South African, maybe you can just want to go to other countries and whatsoever. It's okay. You can just do what? Go to Home Affairs there, set everything, set your everything that you need. Maybe you're South African. Me, guys, what can I say? Only South Africans can qualify to have an ID, even a passport. If you want to go to other countries to travel or whatsoever, at least you have a South African passport, because you are a South African, you have a right. Not these people who come outside of the country. Those ones, yeah, they can just make passports or IDs in their own country. That one is not a problem, but guys, not in South Africa. I'm telling you, even if Sebati it's Lesotho or it's Botswana or maybe I can say other countries, they have a right to make passport in their own countries, because it's their countries after all. Even here in South Africa, you as a citizen of this country, you do have a right for passport, maybe like anything here in the country, whether maybe it's this thing of jobs or other things, you have a right because it's your country.
Or fear of foreigners. I just want to ask you.
South Africans do not dislike or fear foreigners, ladies and gentlemen. We want our country's laws to be respected by people who come here from other countries. That's just an easy ask,
Where you described the Nigerians, Somalians, don't you think that fits into that definition?
Let me tell you this. Don't tell me about the academic definition. I'm saying to you in context. The term xenophobia is the term that is used against South Africans whenever South Africans identify the grassroots of the problem. I can also say that it is xenophobic when you go into another man's country and start to kidnap the 12-year-old.
Obvious.
You start to prostitute
Or
their
rape.
children. You
Or
start to
rape,
break all
or-
laws.
yeah.
You start to take
Or
jobs
rape.
that are
maybe
not scarce
other-
skills jobs.
other-
Because
other
people who are
things,
here,
other
they're not
crimes.
taking, they are not bringing skills. They are not bringing anything. They're coming with fake qualifications. Many of them, they're coming with fake PhDs.
Exactly.
In camps with curfew. They are roaming all over. You go all the cities in South Africa.
Okay, Ike, you made a point. I want to move to Andrew now. Andrew now, Ike says that...
Ladies and gentlemen,
They're
the worst
occupying
kind
our
of people
buildings.
in this world are white liberals who will convince you, who will try to convince you with everything in their heart and in their mind that feeling compassion for evil is the right thing to do. They will tell you these people, they come from these countries, you must feel sorry for them. During apartheid, they were with you. Garbage. We have the laws.
So
And-
even if these people, I was not there during apartheid. So it means, guys, we have to open our borders for millions and millions of these people to come into the country. We shouldn't be opening our borders. Why don't they open their borders? So that people must come into their country, so that we can come to their countries illegally and commit crimes there. But instead, this whole thing is happening here in the country. How is that possible? Hey, guys, you'll tell me in the comments what you think. Please, guys, subscribe, and I will see you. Maybe, I don't know, in another video or next time. Please subscribe, guys, and tell me in the comment sections.